Bay Area writer. He curates the reading series Voz Sin Tinta and Uptown Fridays. He's a lecturer at San Francisco State University for the Latino Studies Department and is committed to providing space for people of color / marginalized voices. He holds an MA and an MFA in English and creative writing from San Francisco State University. The Planet of the Dead is his debut book. Thank you, René.
Can people hear me now? Yeah, I guess they can. Wow, this is surreal. Thank you all for coming. I was mugged last week, which is really interesting because I had everything taken, but then something was given to me back by the universe in the form of, I just signed the contract for my second book. So I'm going to read one poem from it before the editor starts to just chop away at it. And then afterwards I'll go into The Planet of the Dead. This came out a little over a month ago. It's still surreal, and I'm going to read from that.
On sale here.
For $10. Our tongues sacred, our codexes to the past, these secrets and illness, affliction, I words, I word, I hid from you, from me, was frozen in ice, rivers and streams. I breathe life into the chilled till they defrost, murky and dark, like skin and the concept of sin. I confess this all to you, what I still cannot confess to me. Poems from The Planet of the Dead. Part 1, Birth. Palabras. Este es el consejo que mi madre me da. Camina, no corras. Si ves los pétalos de una rosa en el aire, corre. Pinta su casa de negro, cuando la queman todavía puedes vivir en ella. Si ves a otro con sus manos hasta Plutón, graba, por favor. Cuando me deportan, cuida a los perritos y tu hermano menor. Has heredado la pistola de tu padre, nunca tengas miedo de usarla. Nada está permitido, nada puede ser restaurado. Hay agua profunda en el subsuelo. Métete la camisa y lleva un nudo de Windsor. Déjate crecer la barba para que te parezcas a tu abuelo. No mueres antes que yo. Los perritos necesitan dormir dentro de la casa. Hay lobos afuera. No lleves una sudadera con capucha a menos que tengas un emblema de la universidad en ella. Habla en inglés apropiado. Cuando te encuentres a un misógino, golpéalo por mí y por tu hermana. Si cortas la garganta de ese hombre, te perdono. No escribas nunca sobre mí. No dejes que te maten. And its translation, words. This is the advice my mother gives me: walk, don't run. If you see the rose petals in the air, then run. Paint your house black. When they burn it down, you can still live in it. If you see another with their hands up to Pluto, please record. When they deport me, take care of the little dogs and watch out for your younger brother. You inherited your father's gun, never be afraid to use it. Nothing is permitted, nothing can be restored. There is water deep underground. Tuck your shirt in and wear a Windsor knot. Grow your beard out so that you look like your grandfather. Don't die before me. The little dogs need to sleep indoors. There are wolves outside. Don't wear a hoodie unless it has a college emblem on it. Speak in proper English. When you encounter a misogynist, punch them for me and your sister. If you slit that man's throat, I forgive you. Don't ever write about me, but don't let them kill you. An imperfect tamale. Mother kneads the dough, says a silent prayer. Thank you, hate. Thank you, rage. Mother fills the tamales with queso, rajas, carne, dulce amor, the hate and the rage that she carries in her heart. Mother removes the tamales from direct fire, leaving them cooked on the inside, masa still mushy on the outside. Mother was the original master of death. She had dinner with Santa Muerte at the border, and she killed him at his own dinner table. Mother instructs me to place my imperfect tamales on an open flame, to watch the leaves char, the masa cook to perfection, hard on the outside, the same way Mother instructs me to be. Timeline. It is because I look at things to try to understand them. There is too much to record. There is too much. How much goes into a timeline when all you can do is record? Mother says to record, always record. It doesn't matter what you'll do. You'll be asked 1,000 times, where are you going and where have you been? There is much. There is too much. Poems from Part 2, Election Year. 2017. Heaven like warm rain and a mother's breast left unattended. They think we hide knives and harm in our hair and arms when they are filled with flowers and toy trains and toy soldiers. How many black and brown boys and girls have died, gone missing? I saw a bird with a torn wing in the park today, and a ranger came to put it down, placing it in a small cardboard box littered with pink and gray graffiti that wasn't asked to be painted. I inhale spray paint like medicine, and maybe one day my children too can breathe. Conversations on the day of the election too. I've seen my blood smeared down the alleyways, hanging from the Joshua tree, asking permissions for a simple song told no and no, from the time when I could walk with chubby legs to now when my legs are tired and can no longer run. It is November, it is cold, hands trembling like the bones and sinew underground. Mother took me to the lake when I was 12, gave me a spade, took it away, said, dig with your hands, deep holes must be dug to find the water underground. Boy me digs till my hands blister, my hands callous, forcing me into a man. I dig until I reach the water underground. It is black, it smells like iron, it is our blood. Three weeks after. The woman smashes past the bodies in line, pounds a fist, and demands justice for a drive-through drink that has taken too long. Let me speak to your manager. Yes, yes, of course, the barista who looks like me says. The woman demands a refund of her money and wounded pride. She will be late to work and doesn't know what to tell her boss. The woman gets her money, gets her drink, does not get her pride. She points to the barista in the bar, pulling an espresso shot, the one that looks like me. Those people, she mutters. The girl that pulls espresso shots looks like me and I look like her. We are rivers, water strong, fierce, flashing, overflowing, destructive and protective. We look forward to winter's rain even when it is red. Safety pin. I trace the lines of my skin with a safety pin. The scar will set, and I'll trace it over and over until the blood and the poison inside flows out. I'll collect the blood in a bowl made from the bone I removed from my grandfather's grave. I'll walk through the cemetery trees to the seashore. I'll mix the blood with the sand to build a sand castle that will be torn down. A storm will rage, the ocean will bellow, and I'll build that castle of sand again. This castle of sand is fragile. This castle of sand becomes glass. This castle of sand requires tributes of blood. This castle of sand is my home. This castle of sand requires reinforcement. I hold out a safety pin for you to prick your skin, bleed with me, if even for a little, sit with me, enjoy this ocean, this sunset, this castle of sand built from my blood. And I'm going to read from the section that's probably going to get me in trouble. But, yeah. Part 3, classroom behavior. And still. All around me, people are dying. Classmates call out against censorship, while my brown and black body continues to be censored. My brown and black body does not get a safe space. It will never get a safe space. If a classmate called the police, I would be the first one shot, and still, all around me, people are dying. One typo is all it takes, and you wear that typo like your skin as stigmata. My professor tells me to read Citizen, and classmates will still claim that everything is perfect, everything is safe, and still, all around me, people are dying. My censorship is my railroad track poem, my barrio poem, my favela poem. I am a conspiracy theorist if I say people are dying. I'm called a liar, and still, all around me, people are dying. Will you censor me like they've censored the others? And still. Did you cry? Precipice of an MFA classroom. On the 9th of November 9th, did you cry? If you cried, know that I cried with you. When you look into the mirror, what do you see? Glass becomes shattered, pieces become sand, sand becomes specks. Spick? The words sound so similar. Is that the word you say under your breath? Under your hoodie, when you see me in the halls, down the hill, in your room? Did you call me that? Sensitive is what you write on my paper. Senselessness is the word I cannot bring myself to write on yours. What are you hiding? Where are you going? Where have you been? How often do you stay up at night, looking at the words you've arranged in your sentence? Are you looking at your hands? Are your hands, your words, worthy? Are you a slave to the page on the paper? Do you imagine me wearing your words? What does a photograph of that look like? Exile in the kingdom. I am homesick inside my own home. Who are you? Remember that I inhabited a house painted black 3 times over. What are you doing here? I am a stranger in the land of the living. You don't belong here. I am told to go home. Get out. And still. Poems from Part 4, The American Sun. Statement of purpose. This American flag is constructed from flayed skin. I hear the bells of sorrow. I see the rose petals in the air. Forcibly, I'm given a knife, instructed to cut away at the pieces of me in order to construct a body that will survive the journey, harshness and reality of cold space. I become a machine. I will slit my own throat. I will flee into the wilderness. I will die and be reborn on the planet of the dead. American Sun 4. In what ways do you dismember yourself, dear American Sun, to feel American? Do you offer as sacrament the tip of your fingertip, the tip of your pen? Do you remove an eye? Do you pledge to the red, black, and blue? What do you use to fill the scar on your right shoulder, the mark that you were born on the periphery, wound on your shoulder, heart on Pluto? Where are you going, and where have you been? American Sun 5. Let's imagine that the world is pure, where there is less speculation, less bodies buried at the border, and less suns hanging from trees. Imagine there are seats at the table for boys that look like me, and upward mobility is indeed tied to accomplishments, where the family mausoleum is empty, and all rooms, including all of yours, have windows. I'm going to finish this section and this reading off with Stigmata. Stigmata. Wear your skin like it's chosen, like it's wrong. Wear it like a typo. The laws of language and men are meant to be broken. Write it like a typo. Dark hair, dark eyes, dark skin. You too are perfect. Mark of the chosen, violence on skin. Dear American son, your existence is stigmata. Thank you.